The good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's just get right to it. I have been living full-time with my husband for years now in the greater Palm Springs area, and we really love it. Yes, like with any city, there's always the good, the bad, and even the ugly. Gosh, even the land of Oz isn't perfect. Stay tuned. I'm going to start with the good. Let's start with that it's less expensive to live here compared to other California cities. For instance, Los Angeles is about 32% more expensive than Palm Springs, and Los Angeles housing costs are 66% more than Palm Springs. Pretty great, I'd say, because Palm Springs is a world-class destination, and living here always feels like you're on vacation. I've helped many buyers from Orange County, Los Angeles, and San Francisco purchase homes here. And the common words from their mouth is, wow, if this $700,000 house was for sale in Orange County, it would be well over $1 million. I always get a big, huge smile and I say, yes, I know. The greater Palm Springs area is about 10% less than the median cost is throughout the state, and it's more affordable than other big cities in California. Another great thing in the greater Palm Springs area is our city does not discriminate. You will find people from many ethnic and spiritual backgrounds. The city is also a beacon of equality for the LGBTQ community. If you don't feel like you fit in where you currently live, then settling down here could be one of your best decisions ever. The desert has some of the best outdoor activities. There is golf, tennis, pickleball, hiking, biking, polo, and plenty of fitness studios to keep you in shape during the hot summer months. If you haven't experienced going to a polo game, head over to the Dorado Polo Club in Indio. Opening day is Sunday, usually the first week in January, and matches are 12 and 2 p.m. You can either tailgate and bring a picnic or head to the clubhouse restaurant with a full service and a la carte menu and bar. It makes for a super fun day. The one thing I love is that we live in a very casual environment. No need to suit up here. We can be comfy in our shorts and sandals most of the year. It's a very casual vibe here. I don't think you could ever get bored here in the greater Palm Springs area. We have the living zoo, gardens to learn about the native plants and flowers, an air museum that's filled with combat aircraft from the Second World War, an Ariel tram in Palm Springs that rotates while you head up the mountain to take in the amazing views. This Ariel tram is the largest rotating tram that travels over 2.5 miles long to take the views in of the breathtaking cliffs of Chino Canyon. It's approximately a 10-minute journey up the mountain. The elevation at top is 8,516 feet. You can enjoy 2 restaurants, observation decks, a natural history museum, 2 documentary theaters, a gift shop, and over 50 miles of hiking. If you want a little relief during the hot summer months, you can take a tram ride and experience about a 30-degree difference in temperature. Of course, there are also plenty of golf courses and casinos. We have plenty of hiking trails for the beginner to the more advanced. One of my favorite hiking trails is a bump and grind in Palm Desert. There are 310 plus miles of trails in the Coachella Valley to explore. There is a really fun red Jeep tour company where you can learn about the fascinating geology, local agriculture, scenic vistas, abundant desert flora, and some amazing hiking options. How about going on a celebrity tour? Take a guided tour so you don't have any distractions while driving. You can hear stories of famous residents like Elvis Presley, Nat King Cole, and Marilyn Monroe. The guide can take you by all the landmark homes. Another wonderful thing about our lovely desert is that we have exceptional health care. As a matter of fact, there are 2 that were among those earning a ranking among the best. Eisenhower Health in Rancho Mirage earned the #1 ranking for Riverside and San Bernardino metro area, followed by Desert Regional in Palm Springs. I can keep going on and on about the good things in the greater Palm Springs area, but now let's go ahead and talk about the bad. Hi, I'm Kim Bloch, Realtor here in the greater Palm Springs area. If this is the first time to this channel and you want to learn all about the greater Palm Springs area, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell so you'll be notified every time I do a new video. Also, be sure to hit the thumbs up below. But now let's go ahead and talk about the bad. There isn't much in the terms of economic diversity. The primary driver to our beautiful desert area is tourism. Because the desert is very much a resort-style atmosphere, it does allow for many employment opportunities in the area of hospitality, but not much in the manufacturing or technology field. So, unless you're an entrepreneur, or if you're one of the lucky ones to be able to work from home, you may find it a bit challenging to settle down here as a young professional. The cost of living here in the Greater Palm Springs area is a lot higher than the national average. The housing costs are very affordable, and you will find the cost of services in almost every other area is a lot higher. According to the Cost of Living Index, the Greater Palm Springs area ranked at 131 on a scale of 100. This is better than some of the other cities in California, but this is much higher than the national average. If you decide to rent and not to own a home, the rental costs here are fairly high. Plan on paying more each month on the rent than the national average, although the costs are significantly lower than the statewide average. And if you don't mind the dry heat of our desert and you want to be in California, it is one of the cheaper places for you to live. Now let's talk about some extremes in weather. We do get the occasional flooding in the winter when the drought isn't present. If you are outside of a drought pattern, then the months of December and January can be surprisingly wet. At times, we can see up to a foot of water running down the streets during some storms because there are very few places for it to drain. If you have lived here for a few years and you've become a desert rat like myself, if the temps reach a low of 45 degrees, it feels like sub-zero temperatures. It can get windy here as well, and with that being said, dust can blow everywhere. And this can, of course, trigger some allergies with folks here until the summer sets in. The windy months are generally in the spring from April through June for the most part. The less windy areas are closest to the mountains and on the south end, furthest from the I-10. And talking about summer, this brings up the topic about outdoor furniture. You'll want to make sure that you have covers for your beautiful furniture, otherwise it just won't last. I did find this out the hard way. Another bad is that the water quality isn't that great. This is due to the high mineral content it contains. The water comes from the reservoirs deep under the ground, or it's piped in from the mountains. If you have a home here, the best investment you can make is a water softener. Water is safe to drink, but it's important to be proactive about maintaining your plumbing systems. Okay, here comes the ugly. The summers can be very hot. From June until September, the average high temperature is over 100 degrees with lows in the 70s. However, 9 months out of the year, we have the most beautiful weather that we can brag about. We locals who live here full time know we need to do things early in the morning and after the sun sets. Many snowbirds leave in the heat of the summer and then come back in the season to enjoy the perfect weather. When you are a full-timer here and can't take the heat, we can go to the mountains or to the beach to escape. They're just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Another ugly would be during season from, say, October through May, when the tourists and seasonal people come. It can get busy. In the last couple of years, snowbirds are coming a little earlier and staying a little later. You do need to wait a little longer to get in restaurants, and there is more traffic on the roads. We locals see a difference in people and traffic, but for most, living a life in a more congested city, like Los Angeles or Orange County, would probably say that we are spoiled. You do need transportation here. Although the Greater Palm Springs area is very pedestrian friendly, you will need a car to get around. The entire valley is quite large. You can certainly drive to El Paseo, known as the Beverly Hills of the desert, and get some nice walking in, or even downtown Palm Springs, where there's always something fun going on with shops, art galleries, and some top-notch restaurants. Okay, we do have earthquakes. We are in California, where the ground does shake every once in a while. We are close to the San Andreas fault line and a few smaller ones, so when living here, you just need to be prepared. California as a whole has higher taxes and higher gas prices than other states, but I guess that's the price we pay to live in paradise. If you have any questions about this video or moving to the Palm Springs area and would like to get in touch with me, just call, text, email, days, nights, or weekends. I'm looking forward to speaking with you. Now be sure to watch this next video.